much to share with you this week and even more to be thankful for. Hi guys! If you don't know, I am Perfectly Pre. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, like, share, and subscribe. I like to post weekly, but if I can't, I'll get to it bi-weekly. If you are not new and you are always here, thank you so much guys for your support. I am thankful for you guys, so much so. But I am even more thankful that my family, my sisters and brothers to be more specific, are okay. Let me tell you guys what happened. Right after I got finished filming my last video, I got news that my brother and my sister were in a serious car accident. Talk about fearful. Guys, I was so nervous. I was so afraid. Like, I couldn't feel my feet. I could not think straight. And even more, I don't even know. Like, I was just so afraid. So what I immediately did was I started singing and I started praying. And I was singing all worship songs, all praise songs, just thanking God for the safety of my brother and my sister. And it turns out everyone is okay. But my sister, she sustained serious injuries. She broke her back. She also had a serious concussion, and temporarily she could not remember a lot. She couldn't remember my mom or her children. Like, it was pretty serious. So today I like to report everyone is okay. My sister, who was in bad condition, is doing so much better. She's walking, she looks better, she's laughing. Well, she was laughing right after she got out of the hospital, but we all just felt the same thing. We all just felt an overwhelming joy of thankfulness and grace upon grace from God, because it could have went another way, but God was good. So thank you guys so much for that. This video could have been going different, but God is faithful, and I just want to share that with you guys. So I hope you guys will join in thanking God for me, with me, that He had His hand on my sister and brother's lives, and they are okay, and they will be okay. Thank you, God. So the other thing I'm going to talk about today is relationships. Not just intimate relationships with your spouse or your boyfriend or your girlfriend, but like friendships, any relationship, any kind of relationship that you can think of. I'm just going to tell like my thing about relationships. So I want to first start by saying relationships are hard. They are hard. Like, I think we all can agree that the relationships are hard. They require work, they require time, they require attention, all of the things that it takes for a relationship to work. It requires a lot of effort. And if you ever find yourself not giving that much effort into your relationships, then you have to double check, like, maybe I'm not such a good friend, maybe I'm not such a good boyfriend, husband, wife, whatever you got to go through. Maybe you should backtrack and say, wait a minute, maybe I'm not such a good whatever. So in my case, I still think relationships are hard, and not hard as in it's impossible to, conquer. No, but hard as in for people who tend to be anything else, selfish, or, to themselves, or however you want to describe yourself. It can be more work than it is not, for other people, for other outgoing people who naturally have that, oh, let me text and check on so and so, or let me call and check on so and so. Let me bake so and so a cake and pop by their house and see how they're doing, or check on their family. Some people are great at that. Some people are made and born for that. I am not that person. I am definitely not that person. I drop the ball a lot, especially in calling and checking on people, stopping by. Like, I am a hermit crab and I do a lot of things in my house to myself. So when people are like, oh, hey, Shabria, how are you doing? And I'm just like, I'm fine. How are you? I haven't spoken to you in a long time and I'm genuine, but it literally is just something I struggle with. Like, I just recently talked to my grandmother and it's been probably a good 2 months. So I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud, but I'm being, truthful with you guys. And some people, for me though, it's hard to talk to them because I feel like when I do call and when I do check in, it takes more prayer and more effort because it's like these people are a little bit more heavier in your spirit or more dragging you down. Your happiness is being dampened by these kind of people. And those people are people that you call, and every time you just happen to talk to them, they're never having a great day. Something always is going wrong. And don't get me wrong, I get it. I get it. But I promise it's been times in my life where I have been going through the ringer. And if someone calls to me, not to lie about it, of course, you need someone to talk to, reach out, something. But I'm talking about those people who don't have anything good going on. And it's just like you can't find one piece of green grass, within this whole week. That's hard for me to believe, only because of the kind of life that I live. And I know that that's bias. Yes, it is bias. But sometimes, you got to find joy in any circumstance, because at the end of the day, like, there's some there, even if you're like, oh, have you ever been so thirsty? You thank God for something so small and simple as water. Like, we're in a country where we don't, where water is accessible to us no matter what. So we can go anywhere and get water. But on that day that you're thirsty and you're just like, wow, God, thank you so much for water. And it might not be that simple for someone else. Someone else might be praying for water. But for us, it's like, thank you for this simple thing. So that's what I mean by those people who can't seem to find any good in the bad situations. And again, that's hard for me to say because when I'm down and out, I am down and out. I am like, oh, when will this end? Will life ever get better? Help me, Jesus. Help me, someone, because I need help. I get it. But then I go back and I'm just like, oh, how are you? You know what? Today I'm fine. I woke up today and I was in a slightly better mood. It's always a little bit good news, it's just not so dreary and yikes. Okay, so anyway, so I tend to be like the more rockier person in keeping up with people and finding things, to text people about, call people about, because I am to myself. Most of the time I suffer in silence. If you aren't immediately in my circle, and I mean living with me, you probably won't really know what's going on with me because I suck at that. Yeah, I need work. Sue me. So, but I do notice that most of the relationships I have been in, friendships, family, whatever, most of my relationships are one-sided. And I feel like a lot of relationships are at one point one-sided because, you can only give what you can. So some people probably don't have the strength to call and check on you, or some people probably don't want to come to your house and hang out, or whatever the reason. Sometimes it's one-sided. Sometimes you find yourself doing more than the other person just because of the season that they're in at the time. Get it? I get it. But for me, most of my relationships seems to be that way, and a lot of the time, not like a good portion of everyone that's in my life. So, um, in my case, I would say I am more of the friend a lot of the times than I'm not, if that makes sense. So, but I also want to point out that we like to assume as people that we are perfect, and the ones that are victims to whatever negative reaction we get from someone else in any relationship. So, um, if someone called me like, "Hey, Shapria, you didn't call me in 5,000 years," and I'm like, uh, so I'm having my own problems. I'm busy. I have such a big life. We like to think that we're so perfect, or um, everything is just seemingly not our fault, or we should take only a little bit of the blame if it is our fault. And I like to stay away from that kind of mindset. So I'm reading some notes because this topic is very important to me, guys. So bear with me. So oh, this is what I want. I want to give the example of a friend. Brian and I had a good friend. She was a great friend at first. We would definitely help her as much as we could, and she also helped us. We took care of her child like she was our own. We sometimes did more than we could financially, mentally, emotionally, even with our time. We did what we thought, was enough. We even did more than what we were asked. Whether or not it was, one-sided or not, we just stepped up because of the type of people that we are, and we did what we could for her and her daughter. So most of the time we did it without complaint, and a lot of the time we did it without complaint. And something kind of hit home for us when we found out that her boyfriend didn't like us. We worried it we did worry it would affect our relationship with her and her daughter, but we didn't blame him, or at least put all the blame on him. I mean, sure, we found fault in him, um, and the things he did and the way he did things, but we never thought we were so perfect that we didn't have fault within ourselves. Of course, pride did try to creep in once or twice, 3 times maybe. But we quickly realized, and we quickly realized that pride tried to seep in and seek in into our lives, and we tried our best to grab it, because we never really understood why he didn't like us, and we never felt 100% like, oh, we're too perfect. We didn't do anything wrong. We only gave love and happiness. Why should we not be liked? We didn't feel like that. It felt like, why are we being disliked? Because we tried our best to be good people. But of course, we just could have unknowingly did something that rubbed him the wrong way. Whatever his reasons were, we aren't perfect people. We aren't perfect friends. We're not. I've realized, though, in most of my relationships, I am more of a giver than a receiver, more of a blessing than the blessed, and more of a forgiver than the forgiven. It's something that I'm almost immune to. When I go above and beyond for someone and I get the bare minimum back or less, and I mean the bare minimum as in, like, I do something, go out of my way to do something, make something special. It doesn't matter, a day, a birthday, a text, or something. And you can't, like, I don't know, like, be grateful or happy or show, true gratefulness. You just brush it off or something. Even still, I try to make sure whatever I do in any of my relationships, I never allow pride to take hold of my thoughts. or emotions, making me feel like I'm 100% better and faultless at anything I do. I used to always ask God, why, God, did you give me such a big heart? One that can easily be broken or taken advantage of. Why do you allow me to easily forgive people who hurt me so much, hurt me so bad? Even those who hurt me time and time again. Why do I still love the people who said they love me but show me otherwise? Why do my heart still have room for those people? For people that don't even deserve it? At some point or another, humans will let you down, guys. All of us, we're all humans. Humans gonna let you down. Whether it's from expectation, oh, I think my boyfriend should have done this for Valentine's Day. I think my husband should be this kind of husband. I think my children should do this or be these kind of children. It doesn't matter. Humans is gonna let you down every single time. It's just fact. Because we can say, like, throw out our expectations on people, throw out our, anything that you perceive as a good person or a perfect relationship, throw it all out, because yeah, it can get you into trouble. But at the same time, even if you go into an expectationless relationship with anyone, it's going to be something that they didn't do, something that they didn't say, something that they didn't realize. It's just going to be something. And from my experience, that's all I know. That's all I know to be true. And yet, I still hope for the best in people. Gullible or stupid, call me whatever you want. I don't know. But I promise, guys, I learned to be thankful for my big heart. I learned to be thankful for my easily forgiving heart, because I could easily be angry, bitter, and alone. But that's not the case. Instead, I'm grateful, happy, and surrounded by God's grace and love. People always say, if you could redo or start life over, would you? No! No way! Nope, I cannot take that chance. Life was hard as it is the first time around. I don't want to do it again. No, y'all can have that. Thank you, though. Thank you. As crazy as it may seem to you, I am who I am today because of the good and the bad, the ugly and the pretty. Because of that life, every chance I get, I thank God for my past, my present, and my future. I don't want to relive any part of my past. It's hard for me, guys, to sit here and tell you that my life is perfect or was perfect, because it never was. Like I said, in my relationship with, even in myself, and I told you guys one of the biggest flaws I had at the beginning of this video, which is true. I'm flawed. I'm a flawed friend. I'm a flawed wife, girlfriend. I'm a flawed person, like I am, and that doesn't necessarily mean that I am perfect. I mean, a horrible person or a bad friend or whatever. And I've learned to accept people where they are. I'm still learning as well, but I've learned to accept people where they are. The thing that kind of hurts or let me down is, I think, like, I'm always giving people a chance. And in that chance, I expect them to prove me wrong or show me something that will tell me, like, oh, your friendship is worth it. I know I take advantage of you this kind of way, that kind of way, but here's me stepping out, being a better person, being a better friend every time. And that can also get exhausting and tiring, because I'm still expecting something to happen from those who can't give it. Even myself. If you sit right here and wait around for a phone call or my weekly videos or whatever it is, I don't want to say I'm never going to let you down. I'm never going to say that I'm going to be consistent or on time with anything. I can't give you them kind of promises because I know myself. And like I said, I know my flaws. But at the end of the day, you got to look past it. And like I said, I had a hard life, but I am so grateful. I'm so thankful. And I know people say that, but it is true. Sometimes I get so emotional because of where I was in the past and who I am and where I am now today. And no, I won't relive it, I won't redo it, and I won't change it. After all, look at how much pressure and heat it takes to make a diamond. In the end, it is not just beautiful to look at, but it's one of the strongest substances on earth.